and welcome back. My name is Erica and I'm a knitter and crocheter living in Scotland. And can I turn this fluffy fleece into usable fibre? There's only one way to figure that out, and that's by actually tackling this. And I got these beautiful hand carders, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to basically take pieces from this, card this, and then turn it into fluffy little sausages that I can use for spinning later. But I have never done this before, so I am quite intimidated by it. And I have this batch to work with. There's 2 more batches that I've got next to me here, and there's actually 2 more batches behind you that are drying. And if you're wondering why I have so many batches that are clean, there's still a lot that isn't clean. And that's actually my neighbour gifted me 5 beautiful fleeces because I kind of helped her out on shearing day. Not that much help, but anyway, I was just there in case if they needed anything. And yeah, I got 5 beautiful fleeces out of it. I have already scoured it, and I have been scouring here and there every time that it's been good weather since, and so far I've actually been quite lucky with how the results and stuff have turned out. Everything has gone really well, no felting, knock on wood, that continues. But in case you're curious, I'll pop a link to that video as well. But this is purely going to be about carding. So yeah, what I've done is I've set up my desk area so that I can watch videos as I'm sort of going through the process, and I'll sort of record what I'm doing. I might make mistakes here and there, and then afterwards I'll check in and sort of talk you through what I've done, what I found difficult, and yeah, let's see how this goes. Okay, I'm starting to kind of get the hang of it. So that was the first attempt. It's not super consistent, and you can see that like there's bits in the middle that are not fully like compacted. While this is the second attempt that I had, and when you look at it in the light, it's actually looking pretty consistent, which is good. And this is the third. I just did a little bit less, but again, quite consistent. I think the main thing that I did wrong with the first one is that I was holding my carding like thingies the wrong way when I was trying to swap over sides. So yeah, that direction is actually quite important.
Said that you've been hurt one too many times before. Ended up staring in the bathroom mirror, crying on your bedroom floor. Baby, you can take my word, you haven't gotta hurt no more. Things about to get much better. I wanna make this forever. I wanna make this forever.
Okay, I have been carding for a couple of hours and I managed to actually fill the bottom of this storage container, and I did quite a lot of these little rollags, which are basically the fluffy sausage rolls. And I'll just kind of talk you through the process and sort of the pitfalls that I personally fell into, or like the mistakes that I made. And first of all, I basically just started with taking just small sections out of my wool fleece, and I tried to make sure that it was just the staple length that I was pulling out, which is just essentially how long your fiber is on that fleece. So in my case, my staple length was about this long, so I kind of put it so that it was sticking out just a little bit here at the start, but then I would kind of press it in quite well and just drag it down a little bit just so that the fibers wouldn't come loose too quickly, because that's definitely something that I had with the first couple of attempts. And then once everything was basically filled in nicely, I tried to not overfill too much. It's better that you put in less than you put in too much, I think. So yeah, I tried to not fill it up too much, and then that's where I kind of made the first mistake, because that's where I actually started carding. And you're meant to sort of flick the edges just like once or twice, but I just went too far like along on this end. So I just grabbed way too much wool and then ended up pulling quite a lot way too early, if that makes any sense. So yeah, definitely if you're going to do it, just make sure that it's just like this edge here that is just gracing this tip area. And then once you've done that, that's then where I made my second mistake, because you're meant to, so you do this movement and then you're meant to basically break the wool just to make sure that this, like the wool from this carder is not attached to this carder, because then when you go back, you're basically creating a massive like roll and then you're going to create knots. So you break the wool, and a lot of people do sort of this like flicking motion, if that makes sense. But what I did is I sort of continued with that flicking motion like this, which I am not meant to do. I'm meant to sort of work parallel to the other carder. So it's always meant to be like this. So I think the third attempt, that's where I really started to get sort of the hang of that movement. I basically would go in, I would break the wool, then I would flick my way up just to make sure that the wool here is facing that way, because I don't want that to roll over either. So that's kind of why you have that flicking movement. You come down, and then I make sure to go parallel before I kind of hit that area, and then I kind of make my way along like that. So yeah, definitely don't do this, do that. And then the next thing that I had to do was, once you've done basically like 5 strokes or 6 strokes or whatever, you then transfer this carded section onto this one and then card this. But that's where I made another mistake. So when you transfer over, you basically, you open up this carder like that, you hold it, and then you place your other one on top of it, kind of like a T-shaped. And then you bring it in like an angle, like a little V, and then you start to just work your way down. But what I did at the end of it, because I was basically way too close, I basically ended up picking up wool with this edge, which I wasn't meant to do. So what I then started doing is really make sure that when I work my way down, that I sort of stop here and then do that. I really want to make sure to not pick up any wool with this edge. So that's why I sort of keep it separate, if that makes sense. And you do that, basically, I ended up doing it 3 times. So I transferred it over from this one to that one, and then from that one to this one. And then you basically lift the wool up, and you want to sort of, well, it depends, because the method that I was trying to do was basically roll the rollag in between these 2 carders. I know that there's different ways to do it, so like let me know if there's any other way that is maybe easier to do, because this is the bit that I found really hard, is rolling the rollag in between the carders. So you're meant to get everything onto one, And you want to have it like laying quite loosely. You don't actually want it in between the pins because you kind of want to be able to roll it over. And one thing that I did find helpful while I was going through this process is making sure that there was no wool spilling over. And even a little bit, I was just really trying to make sure that like everything was aligning within the sort of rectangular area where the pins are, because I still found that even if it was a little bit, the ends of my roll legs would just sort of go like a little bit like limp, a little bit like more loose. So that's why I try to just really make sure it was within this area. And then what you're meant to do is sort of bring your other carder up like that and then press the wool down and slowly sort of like start to roll it up. And I feel that I find quite hard to have it be consistent, if that makes sense. Like I don't know why, but my hands are just like not big enough for this carder, so I constantly felt like I had to move around my hand too much. But if I then had my hand here and then had to move down to press on some more wool, it would become loose on the top again. So I don't know if it's partially just because I'm still so new, or if it is just because I have tiny hands and my carders are huge. So let me know. But once you basically get to this edge, you then pick it up and you bring it back to this point, or sorry, this point, because you want the pins to go that way. And then you're meant to roll in between. But this is where I made another mistake with the first couple of times I was doing it. I was not really putting on a lot of pressure when I was doing it. And I don't mean pressure by like really like hamming it down. No. It's just, I was going really gentle, but you can put like a little bit of force behind it because it just gives the sort of better consistency. And overall, I think near the end of it, I got quite decent results out of it. Like, I think this is quite all right, actually, for the first day that I'm doing it. I don't think this is necessarily a bad job. And I am quite curious how much yarn I will actually get out of this, because I mean, like I said, I've never really done this before, so I don't quite know what to expect. So I am curious what will actually come out of this. And this is also why I'm probably not going to card anything else for now, because I mean, I've got quite a lot to work with for now. And even though that I still have so many batches that are clean and also unclean, I feel like I have to spin with this first just to make sure that what I did actually spins up well, because if it doesn't spin well, then I might have to adjust something. Because I mean, from what I see now, it looks fine and it looks very similar to what I've seen from videos and pictures, but still, like, I feel like I have to work with it in order to really go like, yes, this has been super successful, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I think overall it's been a good progress of a day, and I will probably continue with this sort of series when I use my drop spindle, which is right there, but I'm not showing it just yet. And I'm probably going to do that in a couple of weeks' time because I have quite a lot of projects that I am still finishing. There's one that I'm starting this week. So yeah, my calendar is a little bit full at the moment, but I'll get there. And I hope that this series is in a way quite useful for people, because all the videos that I've been watching, which I mean, it's amazing, like it's great, and I've like made the playlist and everything, but at the same time, I sometimes miss seeing that sort of beginner perspective of things, because sometimes, you know, they'll just explain to you how to do something, but they don't necessarily say the common mistakes that people make, or yeah, they don't talk necessarily about mistakes because they have been doing it for such a long time, if that makes sense. So that's why I'm hoping that this is maybe useful. And also at the same time, like, this is a really fun thing to do, even though that I'm saying that the rolling motion and all that is difficult, but at the same time, it is incredibly satisfying. It is so nice to do. And let me tell you, that sound, oh, so good. So I would 100% recommend that you give it a go, because actually, like, if you just get a drop spindle and like some carders like this, it's actually not too expensive. Obviously, if you're starting to look at the spinning wheel and stuff, prices are steep. But if you just want to give it a little dabble, this wasn't too bad. But anyway, I hope this was useful and I hope that you had a good time watching me struggle through this, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!